Oh God, I had to think about this video so much. I've been wanting to make this so much, but my body and all the forces around me didn't want me to talk about this. So yeah, I was going through burnout, career burnout, and I had no idea. And I hope that making this honest video can help you too. Stay tuned. So what is career burnout or burnout? The name is actually pretty accurate. It's just basically feeling overworked, exhausted, fatigued from your job. Many times when we feel this way, we want to quit, and actually that's usually the answer. I was dealing with that. I've been dealing with that for the past few months, actually. Almost for like the past 6 months. Burnout tends to last around 6 to 8 months, and even a year if you're trying to completely redefine your life, which is kind of what I'm trying to do as well. It was one of those things that I wanted to take my life to the next level, and that means living with more integrity, and that means saying no to a lot of people and a lot of things and situations that no longer pertain to the idea that I have in my head. When I moved from Miami Beach, and I sold everything, and I decided to sell my soul, my entire stability and everything for not being grounded, because what I want to do is I just want to travel more, and I know a lot of people right now are going through that. They want to travel, and so I'm finding the ways and looking into how it is that I can make that happen for myself. Thank God that I have an online business and I already have that foundation. I did have to give up a lot of other luxuries and things. You know, right now I'm in my family's house, and actually I'm not going to be here for much longer. I don't know where I'm going, so that's actually kind of exciting. Something that felt so uncertain and felt so now is actually starting to feel exciting. But when I sold everything and when I gave up everything for this thing that I really want, it was a very, very stressful process. And even before that, it was still a stressful process because I was trying to do too much. And the crazy part about it is that I did not realize how much I was giving. Oh my God, I was giving so much of my time to people and to things and to possibilities, projects. When you get stripped away of all the things that belong to you, in a nutshell, when you get stripped away of all the things that belong to you, wow, it's like you really, really begin to see things differently, and you really begin to really understand what it is that you truly want and what matters. And so as I was stripping away myself from all my material possessions, it was a very, very hard process because I also realized my attachments, and it was all a process of like forgiveness and letting go, and it still is, because I'm trying to transform. And so when I moved to my family's house, I really wanted, it's like everything I had in my mind, I didn't know that I was burned out. Everything that I had in my mind was like, okay, we're going to, start work. And we're going to, save money and do this and this and this. But when I got to my family's house, it's like, I fell apart. And I fell apart because everything caught up to me. All the stress caught up to me. And so I just decided to give myself the time to rest. One thing that I didn't realize, but I did, it's like but you don't realize how impactful that is in your life. I was suffering from chronic pain. Hello. I was suffering from chronic pain, and I've talked about this in my other videos. I was suffering from chronic pain in my left arm. It would come and go as I would heal parts of myself, but the truth is that towards the end of 2018, that chronic pain stayed. I made a really, really strong connection with my pain. And that is exactly what we are told not to do. You know, we're taught not to do. We are taught to run away from our pain. However, being a life coach, I wouldn't be a life coach and a therapist and whatever it is that I am, because that's another thing. I even stripped away myself from labels and titles. I am just a girl, and I'm somebody who has a vision and has a dream, and I just want to help the world and help myself. And I stripped away myself from all these ridiculous labels and titles, and I started becoming like for work, and I was very uninspired, which I'm never like so uninspired. I was really uninspired. Like, I thought about quitting everything. But I was like, is that really the answer? Because that I know of, I love my job. I love helping people. I love, you know, helping people see their patterns and letting them go. You know, I communicate with my spirit guides through hypnosis, through other, you know, ways, and they give me so many messages, which is the reason why I also was able to do this transformation, this shift, this change, and put myself through the gutter. You know, another thing that I realized is that my energy was very scattered. However, that is very normal for entrepreneurs, especially like new entrepreneurs. This is my 4th year, so I'm definitely still fresh. And you're trying different things and different ways. And in Facebook business, I was a certain way. Facebook personal, I was more myself. And then, you know, Instagram, you're in another way because you're being told to be this way. And then YouTube, I talk about these really strong topics. So it was a clusterfuck. It was a clusterfuck of energy just being everywhere. And I needed to just be with myself, and eventually, you know, narrowing it down, which is what I've been able to accomplish now. Slowly but surely, I'm shifting into what it is that I truly love. And that was the main message that I got from my main guide, is that I needed to leave behind everything that no longer pertains to just work. You know, no more working hard for your money, no more working gigs, no more working with people you don't want to work with, and just focus on doing things that I love, because I'm already at that level where I needed to build that foundation. With that said, you know, I burnout is a really interesting thing, because burnout is not something that, it's not depression. However, depression is involved because you don't really know what's going on. And so here you are, and you're like, what the hell is wrong with me? I'm trying to make a video, I'm trying to make a post, and I can't. Like, I have absolutely no inspiration right now. And no force. Fuck inspiration. No force. And I had to deal with that. So then all of a sudden, depression comes in. But depression comes in because these ugly thoughts start to come in, saying like, what's wrong with me? And saying like, you know, I'm no good, or maybe I should quit, and oh my god. And then all of a sudden, you know, you freak out. I'm a freak outer, you know, I'm like, oh my god, and I just freak out in my mind. And obviously, you know, I still have OCD tendencies, which means that I just run it, right? So then all of a sudden you go through the depression stage. But after I came back from depression, I went to my favorite event of all time in Miami, and that is called Miami Music Week. And for me, that is my birthday, my New Year's, my December, my everything. Every other holiday, it really means nothing to me. Miami Music Week is everything to me, because that's what I get to do, things that I truly love. And I will talk about that in another video. And so, but it's very tiring that week. It's a lot of parties, a lot of dancing. I'm a dancer. You didn't know that, right? So that's for another video. And I came back and I was just really exhausted. But what happened is that I kept being exhausted, and it just would not go away. And you even get out of the depression, and it was still like, I still had no inspiration. With that, I realized that I needed, as I'm going through this shift and as I'm trying to receive this thing that I really want to receive, you're like, oh, this is part of my transformation. This is part of what I need to look into and understand, because then I started repeating cycles from childhood, teenage years. Memories started to come back, thoughts started to come back that were very painful. Nonetheless, honestly, I'm not gonna joke around about this. They were very painful, and I needed to find a way to connect with that part of myself, love it, and I needed to find myself all over again without my title. We hold on to our titles, our jobs, our salaries way too hard as a form of self-worth, and I stripped myself from that, and I just really got to know myself all over again, and I'm okay with that. Now I'm okay with that because now I'm seeing myself on the other side. Now I'm seeing the beauty that has transpired through this process. However, I want to not just talk about myself, but I also want to give you guys some tools into what it is, and what it is and what it means to be burned out, and if you're suffering from burnout. Online, I was just scrolling and researching, and I saw this thing that really highly described what I was going through and what is burnout, because I didn't know that I had burnout, right? So and I want to share it with you guys because I want to be able to give you guys that knowledge. So here we go. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys some knowledge into defining what it is to be highly stressed and what it means to be burned out. And as I was going through, as I was scrolling, I found this amazing thing that just described everything. So here we go, guys. High stress first, right? So high stress entails urgency and hyperactivity. High stress leads to emotional overactivity. It's like your emotions are always up. Either is, I don't even want to call it anxiety, but it's more like everything is at stake. You feel like everything is at stake. It also entails feelings of fatigue. There is a time pressure and time scarcity constantly. Occurs when adapting to demands caused by adverse circumstances. And it leads to physical changes. Hello, moving, breakups, work breakup, right? Getting fired, or just actually going through the transition of telling your employer that you don't want to be there anymore. Sometimes we wait and wait and wait. Whenever we are stressed at work, we just kind of wait and wait and wait for it to go away, for things to get better. But the truth is that you need to get the hell up out of there. All right, so that's what high stress is. Okay, so now I'm going to go into burnout. Burnout include and must include emotional exhaustion, cynicism, and decreased self-efficacy, which is the belief that you can succeed, basically. And succeed doesn't only have to be in work. It could also be in parenting, in leading, in any task that you're trying to succeed at. Burnout leads to a sense of hopelessness, feeling lost. Burnout leads to feelings of chronic exhaustion, and with that, please check your body. Like I said, I was suffering from chronic pain in my left arm. It would come and go, but towards the end, it was mostly there to stay. And what I realized is that this pain was actually guiding me. When I actually created that connection, this pain is actually guiding me towards my recovery. And what I really truly realized is that this pain is my inner child that needed nurturing. My inner child needed a lot of play. It needed a lot of time to be present. And oh my god, I'm so gonna make another video on being present. But my inner child really needed to do that, really needed to just experience things without work. And this happens a lot to heart-centered individuals. Your inner child is your heart, because every human has a child inside of them. Our most vulnerable states is our childlike state, which means that you are always going to be a child, and that child is what helps you manifest, which means it's your heart. So I really needed to open my heart, but I also needed to examine the things and the pains and whatever it is that was going on, that is trying to take me to the next level, and that was also preventing me from going to the next level at the same time, right? Loss of enjoyment at work, ding, ding, ding. And it also spills over to the home life. So yeah, I mean, when it came to spilling over to the home life, I just didn't know what to do. And the last one is, well, actually, there's two more. It occurs with chronic exposure to work conflicts and work stressors. And then the last one is, it negatively impacts your emotional state. So that is where depression and anxiety come in. There's always a recurring thing within us whenever we are trying to achieve something new, and that is, am I enough? And that is reassuring that I am enough, right? But it's always gonna come up. So it's never like, oh, but I thought I healed that already. Like, no, it's always gonna come up whenever you're trying to do a new thing, especially that if it's out of your comfort zone. I started even dancing. I would just sit outside in nature, and those were the things that started to bring me a lot of clarity and a lot of joy. And then you get like tons and tons and tons and tons of clarity. And I took up on meditation. I even stopped painting because that also entails work. And I stopped working out because that entailed work. But that's for me. And so, you know, all of this truly happened because I decided to get myself into a coaching program that would help my business scale and that would help me do more premium one-on-one coaching. And it's so funny because I was like, I don't like this. At first you're like, okay, this is the answer, this is what I'm gonna do, blah blah blah, you know, you're like serious and excited, and then after a while all your crap comes up and you're like, I don't want to do this, I don't like her anymore, I don't want to pay, I want my money back. But that is all resistance, because even you can say 1,000 times that you don't like the program, you paid for it, you're gonna have to go through it. It's just like a course. It's like a university course, and it's there to teach you something, especially if we're talking about diving deep into yourself. No matter how much you hate your coach, which is bullshit, it's all resistance. You're still gonna, you know, try to put yourself through that process, and that actually catapulted me into this entire shift that I'm doing for myself, and me connecting with myself completely fully and standing in my own power, standing in my own 2 feet. Nothing short of challenging, but at the same time, I'm seeing already the rewards, and I'm so happy to finally do this video. And I'll leave you guys with what I've been up to, a few of the things that I've been up to, and I love you all. You know, and for the people that are thinking of getting coaching, doesn't matter if it's for me or somebody else, just know that it's always gonna be like this cool, like, ooh, process, and then after a while you're gonna be like, oh fuck, I don't like her, I don't agree with her, and that is all resistance. Just get through it. Just get through it. It will change your life, because your spirit, you selected whatever coaching program you got for a reason. Your spirit selected that for you for a reason. So get through it, because I know that you're probably gonna want to quit. Because I've had people quit on me, and I wanted to quit. So if you really want to live this life of pure heart-centeredness, because this is what it really is, it's about opening yourself to what you really want and cleaning house into all the ugly things that don't belong there anymore. I highly suggest you get through it. Okay guys, I love you all. Check me out on my socials. Now you know, like, now the cat is out of the bag, and I'll catch you guys next time. Mwah. Bye.